So we have Dzhanabergenov, Yurdos of Kazakhstan taking on Mario Sivolija of Croatia.
Referee from China.
So Yurdos then, the reigning Asian champion, 22 years of age, taking on Mario Sivolija. And Sivolija, by the way, did box in the Athens Olympic Games, and he went on to take a silver medal and to become his country's first Olympic medalist, by the way.
Judge number 4 from the Philippines. Judge number 5 from Brazil.
I'm used to seeing Sivolija boxing in blue, but here he is in red. And Sivolija beat an Armenian boxer on the way to the final here. So Yurdos then has got possibly a job on his hands. We'll have to wait and see about that. Dzhanabergenov, Yurdos, and I really struggled with that name yesterday. I'm probably struggling with it now, but we'll try. Mario Sivolija from Slovenia. Oh, my apologies, from Croatia. I do apologise for that. So don't forget, 4 2-minute rounds of boxing. And I don't expect either of these two lads to get anywhere near the 20-point gap required over the first 3 rounds to automatically halt your opponent. There doesn't look to be much in this one, Alan. So Alan Minter's still with me, the former undisputed world middleweight champion and, of course, Olympic bronze medalist. Who's your money on, Alan?
Well, you know, I'm hoping, isn't it funny, the Croatian, you know, they've got eventually they got through to the medal, the gold medal stages. So you know, please God, he does well.
Yes, indeed, an awful lot of the Croatian hopes have been pinned on this one man. His shoulders are broad enough to take it, but I've got a feeling here, Alan, you know, despite the 3 or 4 inches he's got in height over Yurdos, I have a feeling there's going to be a bit of button pressing mayhem here.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
I asked the question. But, how has Yurdos got 2 points on the board?
Yeah, and he's not thrown a punch yet. I know. But if the Croatian can use his stance and his length and his speed and start scoring points, hopefully it's not going that way. I mean,
I was going to say, though, he was outclassed in 2 rounds by Evgeny Makarenko in the 2000 Olympic Championships in Sydney, which doesn't augur well from here. Maybe he's one of those guys who does well to a point, but when it comes down to it, he just doesn't have what it takes.
It could be, but you know, the thing is, if he wasn't getting results, he wouldn't get picked to represent his country.
Yeah, but you know, how many boxers have you got at this level in Croatia?
Well, not many.
Neither of us know that, do we?
No, but I wouldn't have thought many. But that's right.
I mean, he has been successful. There's no doubt about that. But I just think,
that was
good
nice.
right.
That was nice.
His level may be slightly lower than this, Alan.
Now he's realised he can throw 1-2 with effect.
Well, I've got a feeling there's some Kazakhstan sympathy here on the judging panel, because he got hit a couple of times there and still got the point. So Sivolija then is going to have to go above and beyond the call of duty to win this one, because as we can see, there's something awry with the scoring. I'm not going to point the finger at anyone or cast any aspersions, but read between the lines. So, there we are. This is Dzhanabergenov, 22 years of age, winner of the Chowdhury Cup, by the way, and the Asian Championships. Also won 3 bouts in the World Cup. And to be honest, coming into this, he is considered the favourite here for the gold medal. So Mario Sivolija, he's got it all to do. 23 years of age, by the way, Sivolija. He's a year older. Oh, beautiful shot. See, if this were a Cuban in Sivolija's shoes, he'd be very sneaky, wouldn't he? He'd keep it nice and long. He'd only go in when it suited him.
Experience, Steve. It's like, you know, you're taught so. You know, it's a country, Cuba, where they've had so many great champions. Where Croatia, like, he's just one person. But yeah, I know what you're saying, and I like to see him as he throws that jab, mean it and have a bit of authority, but which he's not. So he's letting the other guy come in close and do what he wants to do.
Indeed. So Sivolija needs to be a bit smarter here, move to his own left to try and nullify the left cross. That
see, every time he throws a punch, he counteracts right over the top.
Yes. And he's moving entirely the wrong way against the southpaw, of course. And a southpaw with a strong left hand. That's more important, isn't it?
Well, I'm just trying to think now. I'll be moving around to my right.
What, if you were who?
If I was a southpaw.
Of course you would.
Right.
Yeah, of course, but if you're an orthodox boxer, as Sivolija is, he's got to go to his own left.
He's got to go to the left, yeah, which he's not. No. I just noticed that.
So Sivolija then, who'll be very happy with the silver medal at the World Championships here, is going exactly that way, isn't he? He is going for the silver medal spot. Whether he knows it or not, of course, is open to debate, but well, still 8 points behind.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know, actually, you know, in that round, he didn't believe in himself. You know, throwing a jab so tenderly, like no power, was getting outsmarted, outpunched, and I think it's just lacking the confidence.
Do you think if he spent a year in Cuba?
Yeah,
it would completely change you, wouldn't it?
I think if you spent a year
anywhere but Croatia.
Anywhere but Croatia, it might.
No, you're right. I mean, they haven't got a great history of boxing anyway.
No, that's right. No. Actually, it's the first Croatian I think I've seen through to get as far as this.
Oh, it's the first Croatian who's ever done it.
Oh, right.
So, Dzhanabergenov, Yurdos, 22 years of age, the favourite for the gold medal, undoubtedly, and he's proving that here against Mario Sivolija of Croatia. He's not from a particularly steeped nation of boxers, but he's done exceptionally well to have got to the World Championship final. And I've got a feeling that Sivolija's quite a tough kid, actually. 23 years of age.
Yeah. But what helps also, people don't realise, to get through to the medal stages is the luck of the draw, because when, you know, there's loads and loads of boxers out there, and say for you get the luck of the draw where you're not fighting a Russian, Hungarian or Cuban, you find someone else of your own standard. That helps you get nearer to the medals than fighting wars with either of the guys I've mentioned.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, let's face it, you know, you could have been a pretty hot touch, and you face a Cuban or a Russian in your first bout, and they're slightly hotter, and out you go. Yeah. It doesn't say that you're a bad fighter. It just says that, you know, you were a victim of the draw.
That's right.
And of course, on the other side of things, you know, you can be nothing like as good as most of them in the tournament and end up with an easy draw.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's all you want. That's all you pray for in any event like that. They draw out of a hat, so-and-so versus so-and-so, and you just hope it's not a Cuban or Russian.
Bit of damage here. Yes, there's a cut on the right eye, and that doesn't augur particularly well here, I don't think, for Sivolija. And we don't often see boxers being allowed to continue with cuts, but he has got a head guard on, and it's very, you know, it's low over the cut. I remember fighting the Olympic bronze medalist in Sweden, over Lundby, and he got a bad cut, but they wore head guards in those days, whereas we didn't. And all he did was pull it down over the cut. I couldn't touch it again. But anyway, that's not
so it never blended.
Well, I couldn't touch it, so I wouldn't know. And of course, they took the knife off me after that. Well, we're still looking at a very, very strong Yerdos here against Sivolija, and the score hasn't changed a great deal. But as you can see, Yerdos and Kazakhstan still in front by 13 points in this third round, last few seconds. And of course, Sivolija cuts over the right eye.
Yeah, they have a look at that now, and
I don't know how that's happened, Alan.
No.
I mean, that's one of the reasons that head guards were brought in to amateur boxing to stop cuts. We've seen 2 so far.
That's right.
And they've both been on eyes. Now, if that is not a very good reason to get rid of head guards to start with, I don't know what is. Because if they're not doing the job that they were bought for...
There was a clash of heads there.
Yeah, but they're wearing head guards.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know, but... yeah, it doesn't make sense, but the kid's cut, so... So Yerdos then, gulping in the air, reoxygenating the blood for the 4th and final round. And Mario Sivolija, no ill effects on that cut, on the right eyebrow. Here we go then, this is the light heavyweight final of the World Championships for 2005. We have the heavyweights and of course the super heavyweights to follow. But at the moment, Mario Sivolija has got a mountain to climb here against pretty warm hope for the gold medal. Left hook there from Sivolija, wasn't it? Yeah, that's twice in this particular round.
He's not got any extra points though. Yerdos very strong, but I've got to say he looks like he's got a limited career as a light heavyweight, being this small.
Yeah, but no, they're both doing well in this round. The Croatian might close the gap slightly, but no chance of winning it unless there's a knockout.
Yeah, I think he's 6'1" by the way.
He's very tall, but you know, he's getting some good results in this particular round.
So, still Yerdos with the lead. Well, I've got to say, Sivolija is a lot better than he was a year or 2 ago, but it's still not good enough.
No, that's right. No. See, the Croatian now is throwing more punches, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because there's only one round to go. It's the last round.
That's right. He's inside the last 30 seconds now. Time to go for broke, really. Let's face it, he does need a knockout to win this.
Oh, nice. Beautiful shot.
They were pinpoint accurate. And they really did worry Yerdos, didn't they?
Beautiful.
If only he'd adopted this kind of strategy a little bit earlier,
Yeah, from the first or second round.
He was more of a thinker.
Yes, right.
But he's, unfortunately, Sivolija doesn't have the experience to do that kind of thing, and he's been beaten. And Kazakhstan get their 2nd gold medal, and they came in with 2, and that's what they've gone home with, 2 gold medals. And they were delighted with that, were they?
Brilliant.
But full marks to Mario Sivolija, who goes back, of course, to Croatia with the World Championship silver medal. And I don't ever remember that being done before, and I don't think it'll be done again, to be honest with you. But you never know, he may well have stoked the interest in the country. As far as boxing is concerned, it does happen, doesn't it?
It does happen. Well, you take when the tennis is on at Wimbledon, everyone wants to be a tennis player all of a sudden. But now they're seeing this boxing, the World Championships, a guy from their own country, Croatia, and I think it'd be a big flare out there for it.
Indeed. So 2 entrants in the World Championship finals here from Kazakhstan and 2 gold medals. The other one being Serek Sapiev, of course, to beat Dilshod Mamedov. Well, he's showing a sign of happiness there, and rightly so. Good, convincing win. So a bit of replay here, but we were worried, weren't we, for Yodos right at the end of that, because Sivolija landed 2 cracking punches.
Oh yeah, he opened up all of a sudden.
75 kilograms. The finals will continue after it.
Well, for those superstitious ones amongst us, we have 4 winners from the red corner and 4 winners from the blue corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the awarding ceremony of King Fagu, the 13th World Senior Boxing Championships for 75 kilograms now begins. Winners, please march in.
No, that can't be right. In fact, it's not right at all. We've got 4 winners from the red corner and 5 from the blue corner now. And it was, as you may remember, 2-0 at the beginning for the Reds. So, medal ceremony then for the middleweights, which of course is Ismail Sillakh and Matvey Korobov, won by Korobov of Russia. And the 2 bronze medalists, of course, are Mohamed Hikal of Egypt, and he's done very well to get there. And surprisingly, Emilio Correa of Cuba. And we're going to see the Russian Matvey Korobov very shortly against Ismail Sillakh of the Ukraine, and how he went about forging his victory and picking up the gold medal. Yes, he was strong, awfully strong, very committed. And there was a count, and of course he won by the 20-point margin in only round 2, believe it or not. He really racked up the points. He went out for a stoppage win, and that's exactly what he got. Happiness then in the Russian corner.
Bronze medalists Bayeux from Cuba.
So there you are then, Emilio Correa Bayeux of Cuba getting the bronze medal, $1,500, and Mohamed Ikal of Egypt. And one of the big surprises, Alan, I think, was this Egyptian getting so far.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, you don't often see it, Steve, and all the places I've been to watching amateur boxing and professional, you see the odd couple of Egyptians, but no, hat off to him, and he's done very, very well.
That's right. So Matvey Korobov then of Russia taking the gold, and of course Ismail Sillakh of Ukraine taking the silver. $1,500 to each bronze medalist, $2,000 to the silver medalist, and of course $5,000 to the gold medalist. They all knew that coming into this. So the Egyptian then, the first ever Egyptian to reach a World Championship semi-final and pick himself up a bronze medal. And the North African countries are coming on a bomb so far, as is Turkey, of course, in amateur and professional boxing circles. So Ismail Sillakh then of the Ukraine, losing out in the final to a very strong Matvey Korobov of Russia. But he's got a big smile on his face, and good luck to him as well. One of the smart men of the Ukrainian team, but he just wasn't strong enough. And of course overrun ultimately by the 26 points to 6 that Matvey Korobov racked up in just 2 rounds. Of course, they both speak the same language. Don't forget his father's from Sierra Leone, despite the fact that he's a Ukrainian.
Now let's welcome Mr. Emil
Yeah. Oh, sorry, 3,000. What am I talking about? $2,000. $3,000 for the silver medalist, and 5 for the gold medal winner. So it's $11,000
Yeah, it's good money. Yep.
overall for the medal winners.
And I think, as we said before, I think they must be old chums. They must be friends, those two.
I'm sure you're right.
You know,
Well, they're having a good old smile, aren't they?
nice big smile, nice bit of respect for each other.
So there you are then, Matvey Korobov of Russia, the reigning world champion.
Raise the national flags, play the national anthem of Russia.
Excellent stuff. So there you are then. What a good win that was, I thought, for Matvey Korobov of Russia to become the middleweight champion of the world. You know, that's a thing you're quite familiar with.
You know, that's a lovely word. As you said that, then it's brought back memories.
And the other thing is, he's undisputed,
But I suppose he is, yeah.
like you were. This has been the friendliest ceremony we've seen so far, hasn't
It's
it?
very nice, yeah. And, you know,
Well, that's middleweights for you.
yeah, very respect for each other.
Well, we've got 2 more finals to come here, the heavyweights and the super heavyweights, of course. And I'll tell you something. Let me just tell you about the heavyweight gold medal. It'll go either to Russia or Azerbaijan. Alizade Elkin of Azerbaijan or Alexander Alekseev of Russia, who is the favourite. Coming up, of course, in the super heavyweights, we have Roman Romanchuk of Russia and a Cuban, Daniel Solis Fonte, going at super heavyweight. So 2 cracking contests to look forward to.
From Spain. Judge number 5 from Moldova.
Incidentally, Elkin Alizade of Azerbaijan was the man responsible for the exit of David Dolan from England. And Alizade is one of the top hopes from the Azerbaijan team. And strangely enough, he's never actually reached success in major competitions. Maybe this will be the chance to do so. However, I do doubt it. Alexander Alekseev, well, he's a very, very good fighter. World Championship silver medalist 2 years ago. Won the European Championships last year. And of course boxed in the Olympic Games against the man who's now boxing at super heavy, Solis of Cuba. And the other thing about Alekseev is a very, very good puncher, and his left hook apparently is the punch he's famed for. Here he is. So Alexander Alekseev, and we were pretty impressed with him so far up to this point in the competition, Alan.
Yeah, very impressed. You know, I mean, yesterday in the semis, very dangerous, boxed very well. He's a boxer to be a little bit wary of.
And of course we do remember in his first round bout he actually beat Brad Pitt on a stoppage.
Yep.
Brad Pitt, the Australian boxer. Well, I'm just wondering whether he's going to get a walkover here. Whether they decided that it's no point bringing out his opponent, or the opponent is decided it's no point coming out.
Oh.
And it does happen, you know. So, Elkin Alizade, I don't think he's going to show. And this does happen occasionally. Alizade possibly, yes it has happened. Alizade realising, or at least his coaches did, that he couldn't beat Alexander Alekseev, so they're going to take their silver medal. They're going to go home without throwing a single punch. Well, not in this bout anyway.
The winner is blue corner, Alekseev.
So there you are, and don't forget he had to make the weight, had to get dressed up, had to come to the ring, and now he's the world champion.
Yeah.
His opponent failed the show. One more bout to come. Stay with us. So welcome back then. And we are, of course, at the World Senior Boxing Championships in China. And we have one more contest to come. It's in the super heavyweight division between the Cuban, Solis Fonte, and Romanchuk of Russia. We just saw something that does happen, of course, occasionally in championship boxing. We saw a walkover there, achieved by Alexander Alekseev in the heavyweight division after Elkin Alizade of Azerbaijan decided it wasn't in his interest to box. But he still gets the silver medal, and Alekseev still gets the gold. Alan, what are your thoughts about that?
No, it happens all the time, Steve. You know, when an opponent can't make the final or whatever, the finalist makes the weight, gets in the ring, gloved up, headgear on, everything is as though he's going to box. So he's made the effort, and therefore it's said the opponent's not turning up, which he knows that anyway, and you're declared the winner, which is a good thing. It's all respect.
Well, there you are. There's from the horse's mouth. So the light heavyweight awards ceremony then. And this will be a very quick one, I suspect. Actually, it won't be, because we've got Alexander Alekseev, who never threw a punch. And Elkin Alizade of Azerbaijan will be the silver medal winner, despite not taking part in the final. And of course, we have Yasir Machanov of Uzbekistan and Utkirabek Hyderov of no, that can't be right. No, it's my apologies. We have Alexander Povanov of Germany. We'll get confirmation of that in just a moment. So all four men are there. This is the 81 kilogram class. So we're looking at Utkirabek Hyderov of Uzbekistan, Artak Malumyan of Armenia. There you are. And of course the winning boxer in this weight division was Dzhanabergenov Yurdos of Kazakhstan, with the runner-up Mario Sivolija of Croatia. I think I got my weight classes mixed up a moment ago, but this is the light heavyweight medal ceremony. Don't forget, we still have one contest to come here to decide the gold and silver medal destination between Cuba and Russia. The old firm derby, really, Alan, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yep. I'm thoroughly looking forward to the last event. It's going to be a hell of a contest, I think. The semi-finals was great to watch. I think this will even be better.
Absolutely. So we've got Hyderov and Artak taking the bronze, Sivolija taking the silver, and of course Yurdos taking the gold. Very strong individual. Wouldn't it be great if they just kept the gifts on coming?
Oh yes, we do.
Wheelbarrow, please. Keep the checks coming.
Yeah, plenty of checks, that's what you want.
Yes, it's an awful long way, isn't it, Alan, from a canteen de cutlery or a bedspread or a hot water bottle.
I mean, it's right what you're saying. You know, when you used to get paid as a kid, as a youngster, no one ever saw it, did they? But now it's all allowed. It's all above board. You know, you don't box unless you get so much money, or you ask for it. You know, how much is it worth? It's like years ago, if you were boxing for a British title and you're boxing for let's say a Lonsdale belt, you'd box for nothing, just to have that Lonsdale belt put around your waist. But today it's how much? That's the difference.
I fully agree with you. There's the cut over the more over the right eye, almost in fact between the eyes there of Mario Sivolija. So a reminder then of how Yurdos came through to beat Sivolija of Croatia. So here's the man from Kazakhstan, gave away 4 or 5 inches and took a couple of good punches, but was overall far too strong. And Sivolija made a pretty poor start, really, tactically, but got himself together in the last round, but it was too late. There was an inspection, of course, on that cut between Sivolija's eyes, but he got over that. And there's the final bell. So Yurdos then was the winner, and here's the man. Gold medal.
Raise the national flags, play the national anthem of Kazakhstan.
What a lovely tune that was. There's the Kazakhstan national anthem that we've heard twice today.
This is the end of the awarding ceremony for 81 kilograms.
The light heavyweight champion then. Korobov beating Sivolija in the final of the World Championships here in 2005. And once again, a happy group there posing for photographs. And why not? It might be the only chance they ever get, Alan.
Well, you never know. You never know. It's a great opportunity for them. They've come out here and won what they wanted to win, or hopefully, and hopefully there's a lot of future champions in the coming along.
Well, we've still got one more contest to come then, and it features Cuba against Russia, the old firm derby between Odlaniel Solis Fonte and Roman Romanchuk of Russia. And I tell you what, I'd love to see Romanchuk win this. I've had this love-hate relationship with Solis Fonte for quite some time now. I just think he's lazy. A lazy so-and-so.
Well, be very interesting. I know what you're saying, but you know, you got to, although he's lazy, you got to have a massive heart just to climb them steps and get in that ring and box and to represent your country. So hopefully we see a good contest.
Blue corner, Romanchuk from Russia.
Yep, but reigning Russian champion.
From the United States.
And he won a bronze at the World Cup in 2002, by the way, Roman Romanchuk.
Australia.
And he's actually 26 years of age now, so one of the older men in this particular World Championships. And he reckons he'll turn pro straight away if he wins the gold here.
Really?
So if he doesn't win the gold, what will he do?
Well, he'll still turn pro, won't he?
Of course he will.
Who do you reckon he go with?
Oh, don't even ask me.
Amen.
No, he won't go with any of the English. Right, so Solis then, born in Havana, he's only 25 years of age. He's won 2 World Championships already and 1 Olympic Championship. He's now going up to super heavyweight from heavyweight. And he beat Felix Savon twice. Don't forget, he got 3 Olympic Championships. He beat Savon twice in 1999 and 2000. He was just 18 years of age. I've got a feeling the rot has set in on Solis because he's not as good as he has it now as he was then. I don't think, anyway. So Roman Romanchuk's has got it all to do here, without a doubt. But let's just see if Solis can overcome his own lethargy and win this gold medal. And you may remember that Roman Romanchuk beat Roberto Camarel of Italy on points 34-27, and Solis Fonte, he won 25-11 over Kubrat Pulev of Bulgaria. Round 1 then.
Round 1.
So here we go, this big Russian in the blue against Solis Fonte, who knows exactly when to come in and when to go out. You know, he's annoyingly good at what he does, isn't he?
I mean, the size of these two men is there. Oh, you don't realise men can walk around and box at this peak. So much power, so much, you know, so much weight and strength. It's unbelievable.
Yes, these lads, of course, over 91 kilograms. That is the criteria for the super heavyweight division. And you may remember back in the 2000 Olympics in Athens, the heaviest boxer there was Audley Harrison. And most of that was tongue. Well, 1 point should be on the board. In fact, it is for the Cuban, and you should get one back for the Russian. Yes, he did indeed. So low-scoring match then, but they're thinking fighters, Alan, aren't they?
Yeah, there's nothing is happening at the moment. They're probing with their jabs and right crosses. But yeah, I think they're just sussing each other out, and we might see a liven up round, second round.
Indeed. So Roman Romanchuk then in the blue from Russia, looking to overcome the Cuban favourite for this particular class. The gold medal winner should be Solis, but it could be Romanchuk, who's at level pegging here, 2-all. Oh, that's a nice bit of work from Romanchuk. Oh, this is nice. Driving Solis back there. Well, that's a good first round then for Roman Romanchuk, driving Odlania Solis Fonte back there in the first round to lead by 4 points to 2. So Italy and Bulgaria, the beaten semi-finalists in this weight division, the super heavyweights. And incidentally, let me just remind you of what we've had so far. China won the light flies, Korea the flyweight, Cuba the bantamweight, Russia the featherweight, the lightweight went the Cubans' way, the light welter went to Kazakhstan, the welterweights went to Cuba, the middleweight went to the Russian, the light heavyweight went to the Kazakhstan, and Russia, of course, won the heavyweight division in curious style on a walkover when his opponent from Azerbaijan didn't show. So round 2 then coming up. So Odlania Solis Fonte in the red from Cuba, outscored. No, that wasn't a knockdown. It wasn't a knockdown. It just rushed him, pushed him over. So Odlania Solis Fonte of Cuba in the red against Roman Romanchuk of Russia, and this is, as I say, the old firm derby. Russia and Cuba. This is where it's at, Alan.
Yeah, it's lovely to watch. Not a lot of time for each other. One's going to prove who's a better opponent, as we know. But it's a very well. They've opened up this second round, and it's.
Well, he's more than just a pretty boxer, Romanchuk, isn't he?
Yeah, whoever can hold. Whoever's got the best chin will survive this, I think.
Well, they're going at it hammer and tongs here. Still a 2-point lead for Romanchuk. Well, he's proved he can stand and fight. I thought he was just a boxer, but he's not.
No, he's doing very well.
In fact, you might remember Romanchuk's bout with Camarel, and that was a hell of a battle. So he proved it there as well, especially in the last round. But I've got to say, Odlania Solis Fonte is, he's good.
Yeah. Well,
He's not my
no.
Not to my taste, but he's good at what he does.
Yeah. I mean, we watched him yesterday, both of them, and they are well respected and courageous boxers.
Well, a 4-point gap now for Romanchuk here in the second round. So it looks like Romanchuk's got this guy's number at the moment, but of course there's 10 seconds around 2 and 2 more rounds to go, and they will know the score at the end of this. And there's the bell, 13-10 then. Romanchuk in front here against Solis Fonte. Don't expect it to stay that way, Alan, do we?
Well, I mean, the way he's boxing at the moment, he's got more authority, but you could never tell, Steve.
Would it be wise to write off Solis Fonte at this stage?
No, I don't think it will. Not at the moment. I know you don't like him, but we'll see what happens.
But you know why, don't you?
Go on.
No, I just prefer commitment, and he hasn't got any for me.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but he is trying.
Is he?
Yeah.
Very.
Well, I don't know about very, but he's having a go,
Well, there's the moment that Romanchuk hit the floor. He was just rushed and off balance when he went down. Actually, I'm not partial to either of these. I like Romanchuk's attitude, and he came through a war with Camarel, the Italian, and I'm completely impartial. I just want to see a good finish to the World Championships here in China, and so far we've got that. So 3 points between them then, and Romanchuk, the Russian, in front.
That was nice. That was
yeah,
nice.
They're really going at it, aren't they?
I mean, one's boxing behind the jab, the other one's making a fight of it, and it's very. Oh, that was nice.
Yep, and Odlania Solis Fonte now going for the knockout win. He's looking for a one-punch finish here, Alan. And I don't think he'll get it, personally.
That was nice again. Well, no, probably not. But you know, it's a very exciting contest.
It is actually for super heavyweights.
Yeah, and what people don't expect is fast hands, and they've got very fast hand speed.
Yes, indeed, you're absolutely right. And yesterday was a right old punch-up between Romanchuk and Camarel, wasn't it? And you may remember that Solis Fonte, he overcame the Bulgarian in his semi-final. Only 1 point between them now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Russians come back unbelievably.
You mean the Cuban?
The Cubans come back unbelievably.
It's hard to.
It's a funny old setup. You know,
Sometimes it's easy to lose track as well when you get so engrossed in a particular contest. 19 points each then.
Yeah.
15 seconds left in round 3. Romanchuk lands a right and a left. Well, the Cuban now goes 2 points in front. Well, I'll tell you something, he really took his foot off the gas there, didn't he?
Yeah,
Romanchuk, and he's 2 points down now, having been 4 points up at one stage.
what it is, it's believing in yourself. You know, you've got two massive men. Both can punch, but one's taking a little bit of stick, then he thinks to himself, well, that shouldn't happen. And he knuckles down, believes in himself, catches the opponent back, and gets back into the fight.
Well, we've got 2 minutes left to decide the destination of the gold and silver medals here between Russia and Cuba, the old firm derby between these two men, and the lead has changed hands. There's a turnaround of 6 points here. 4 points behind, he's now 2 points in front, Solis Fonte. Big question, Alan, can he go with Romanchuk, who knows he needs a big finish?
Well, I think he's going to have to. I mean, if he wants to win the gold medal, he's going to stay his ground, throw punches, match him for every punch he throws.
Here we go then, fourth and final round. And there's no doubt about it, Solis Fonte is the form horse here, but sometimes sheer determination and will to win can overcome that, can't it?
Absolutely. That's what I think that's what this contest will boil down to. Who really wants to be the winner?
Well, that 2 point gap still exists, and Romanchuk's got some work to do to pull it back. Well, that's interesting. He took a jab there and took a point at the same time. He's now 4 in front here, Solis Fonte of Cuba. And, you know, the interesting thing is, Alan, when the Cubans get in the ring, they expect to win, don't they?
Well, we used to think years ago that they were frightened not to win. But this is the way they box. I mean, it's like the culture they're brought up in. You know, if you're going to do something in life, do it properly.
Yes, and the Cubans have had 1 loser today. They came in with 5, and they're looking at their 4th gold medal here. And as you can see, Odlania Solis Fonte 6 points in front, and Romanchuk, having started so well, has let things slip here.
Yeah, that's what's happened. I mean, never backed himself up. I mean, the Cuban believes in himself, and he's going very well at the moment.
Yep, he's in front by 5 points with just over 20 seconds to go. But something's got to be done about the scoring system. It's still pretty poor. Well, Romanchuk knows he needs a knockout to win this one, and he's looking for it. He's got less than 10 seconds to go, so it can't happen now.
I'll tell you what, a great contest.
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
Been a good finish, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's the final bell, or the gong, I should say. It's all over now, Barber shouting, and Odlania Solis Fonte, well, you can't argue with that. 2 world championships, Olympic champion as well, and now he's won 3 world titles and an Olympic championship. can't argue. And this
can't
time,
argue with that.
This
No,
time,
no.
of course, he's at super heavyweight, whereas before it was as a heavyweight. So I think he's eating most of his money, Alan.
What yeah. But he boxed very well, very courageous, very strong. Every punch in the book. Went a bit wild at times. Both of them did. But you know, a credit to boxing.
He did well to come back, didn't he?
He done very, very well. Behind on points, and then knuckled down. Started thinking, believing in himself, and managed to take the lead.
So let me just remind you then that the Cubans have taken 4 out of 5. They had 5 entrants in the finals. They've taken 4 gold medals.
Ladies and gentlemen, next is the award ceremony for 91 kilogram.
So Odlania Solis Fonte then gets the plaudits he deserves. We watch a bit of replay here, and then from the final session, just to remind you how he went about his business. He was mobile. I think there's more to come from Solis Fonte, and I'm disappointed we didn't see it.
Well, he showed what he could do. As we said, Steve, behind on points, getting beaten, knuckled down, believed in himself, and done what he had to do.
Yep, 29-22 there, 7-point lead for Odlania Solis Fonte, having beaten Romanchuk of Russia in the Old Firm Derby. Cuba beating Russia to end up with 4 gold medals in the World Championship finals in Mianyang in China. As the crowd begins to disperse before the final 2 medal ceremonies, don't forget we've got the heavyweights and we've got the super heavyweights. The heavyweights, of course, that will receive their medals will be Yasser Machanov of Uzbekistan, Alexander Povanov of Germany, and the silver medal went to Alizade Elkin without boxing against Alexander Alekseev of Russia, who picks up the gold. And you may remember that Alizade pulled out for one reason or another, which meant gold medal went to Alekseev by walkover. So the bronze medalists get $1,500 each, the silver medalist gets $3 grand, and the gold medal winner gets $5,000. An awful lot has changed in amateur boxing, Alan. That's sort of 500 times more than I got.
Well, you wouldn't tell anyone, would you?
Wouldn't I? I told you.
On air as well.
So here we go then. These are the bronze medal winners. This is Yasser Machanov and Alexander Povanov of Germany. And then you've got, of course, Elkin Alizade. There he is, from Azerbaijan, and Alexander Alekseev of Russia getting a gold medal without throwing a single punch in the final. Clearly, probably the finest boxer in the world today, Alekseev. And I'd like to see him against Solis Fonte, actually.
Well, the best boxer in the world today, you say?
Well, one of the big men, anyway.
Yeah. But no, he boxed very well, didn't he? When you think for his size, the ability he's got and the speed he had or has, he takes some beating whatever he does. Are they allowed to turn pro where they are?
Where? In Cuba?
Yeah.
Oh, they're allowed to if they can escape the country.
Oh, if they can get away.
The thing is, they get on so well over there. They get so many benefits from being top sportsmen.
Yeah,
one or two have tried and failed. And the funny thing is, as great as they are in the amateur ranks, they don't make good professionals.
No. I know, saying with Trevilio Stevenson, the great heavyweight of years gone by, didn't have no intentions to go pro. Was offered a crack at Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, in his first fight.
That's right, but didn't. Turned it right down.
Because he knows he couldn't have cut the mustard, and that's a terribly shame, a terribly strange thing about Cuban fighters. To say, as amateurs, they're unsurpassable, but as professionals, they just don't cut it. Not
No.
like back in the 60s and 70s, of course, with people like Jose Napoles
Yeah, see, I suppose
and the man who invented the bolo punch, whose name escapes me.
Bobo Olsen.
No, he's
Only.
Hawaiian.
Oh, well, nearly got it right.
Right, I'll come to you in a moment. And I can hear people screaming at the screen now. It was so-and-so. Of course it was. It's easy when you remember.
No, I can't think.
Well, forget I
Very
spoke.
similar.
Oh, nice little kiss there.
But see, I suppose what you would think, you know, of these Cubans over 3 rounds, 4 rounds, three threes, 4 twos.
Kid Gavilan,
Oh, Kid Gavilan, the great Kid Gavilan, unbelievable.
another great Cuban fighter. Let's say that was then, but this is now, and it doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Well, everyone's going, thank goodness you remembered that. So confirmation there of Alexander Alekseev's gold medal in a walkover against Elkin Alizade of Azerbaijan. We've still got one more medal ceremony coming, of course. That's the super heavyweights, which is coming up very shortly. But a couple of highlights, by the way, for me particularly. Zhu Shiming of China winning the light flyweight gold medal for the first time ever in the history of Chinese boxing. And Andre Lafita Hernandez of Cuba getting beaten in the flyweights. The best boxer, in my opinion, of the competition was Alexei Tishenko of Russia, and he, of course, was a featherweight. Other highlights were Alexander Alekseev of Russia getting a walkover against Elkin Alizade in the heavyweight division, and Odlania Solis Fonte of Cuba being their 4th gold medalist, coming back from being points behind to overtake Romanchuk of Russia. to pick up a gold medal. And we're still here, Alan Minter and myself, and well, it's just gone 6:30 odd in China. It's around about 10:30 mark, I think, over in the UK. So once again, a happy group there posing for photographs. And we haven't seen much of this, have we? That's the whole team there. So Alekseev then leading the charge for the Russian side. They came in with 4 potential gold medalists, and unfortunately they haven't exactly achieved that. But they did get 3 out of the 4. The Cubans got 4 out of their 5. 100% strike rate for Kazakhstan. We've got 2 out of 2. The Koreans got 100% strike rate as well. They won the flyweight division with only 1 entrant in the final. He came away with gold. Well, here we go then for the victory ceremony for the super heavyweights, and don't forget, I'll give the lineup for the super heavyweights medals at this stage. In the bronze medal position, Roberto Camarel of Italy, and of course Kubrat Pulev of Bulgaria. And we're just looking at the last few seconds of the 4th and final round between Romanchuk in the blue in action against Odlaniel Solis Fonte of Cuba, and Solis Fonte came back from a points deficit to win gold medal to become a 3-time world champion and Olympic champion. Wins over Felix Savon when he's just 18 years of age. Savon, of course, an Olympic legend with 3 gold medals. And not only that, he's a giant to boot. So here they come then. Super heavyweights over 91 kilograms. So Camarel then leads them out, and Solis Fonte in the centre there with Roman Romanchuk, and of course Kubrat Pulev of Bulgaria. This is of course our last medal ceremony, and they've been quite fun, haven't they, Alan?
I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I tell you what, it's been great. There's some lovely people, some great champions, some great boxers. It's been brilliant.
The winners are the bronze medalists are Pulev from Bulgaria.
So Pulev then getting the first bronze medal, including a bunch of flowers, a panda bear, and a cheque for $1,500, along with Roberto Camarel, of course. Roman Romanchuk in the silver medal position, same price as the others, except he gets $3 grand in a cheque, and $5,000 here to Odlaniel Solis Fonte of Cuba for winning the gold medal in the super heavyweight division.
Should be ready, really, shouldn't it?
Oh, completely. So it's cost them $12,100, I think.
Yeah.
Or is that right? I'm not actually certain. 6.
What, between them?
$11,000 per weight class times 11. Is that 12,100? Or is it 121,000? I think it's
21.
Are you sure? Oh, I don't know. But anyway, it's been pretty expensive.
It would be phoning up. No, it's been great. It's been terrific.
Yeah, so there's the 2 bronze medalists then.
Yeah.
Camarel and Pulev. It's probably a gift voucher for a holiday or something.
Well, I would have thought it wouldn't have been a cheque. I can't make it out. I mean, would they have paid the money at all, or would it be like a gift voucher for that amount? I
Well,
would've-
we'll have to find out.
yeah.
So there's Romanchuk taking his dues and was in front. But
Yeah, was doing very, very well, wasn't he?
it made a great start.
Until Solis knuckled down and took the points away from him.
Indeed he did.
Yeah.
So the president then of the Chinese Boxing Association does present the gold medal to Odlania Solis Fonte of Cuba in the super heavyweight division. Has he smiled yet?
He's not. His face is not even cracked.
Not one little
Not
bit.
one little thing. Nothing. But I suppose he's done it so many times. It's just a novelty to him.
That's not the point though, is it?
I know what you're saying, but you know it's that's the way they are, unfortunately.
Well, there you are then. That's our final contest of the 2005 World Championships. I'm delighted, Alan Minter. Thank you for coming, Alan. You've been a great fun. Really appreciate it. My name's Steve Holdsworth, and we've seen some terrific stuff here from China. And I do hope you enjoyed it half as much as Alan and I. Take care, and thank you for joining us. Now, I'll be back with you for the Night of Champions, if your kickboxing is your thing, from Marseille on Saturday the 26th of this month at 9 o'clock. Take care of yourselves. See you very soon. Goodbye. So Guillermo Rigondo, as he's commonly known, from Cuba, and we've already seen one upset, which will, in fact, we've seen two upsets, which we'll bring you details of a wee bit later on. So here we are then. And Rustam Rahimov of Germany in the red strip. 4 2-minute rounds, all of these contests, of course, you may remember that. And they are scored by 5 ringside judges with computers who must press their button within 3 seconds of each other. In fact, 3 of the 5 must press their button within 1 second of each other to register a blow for the red or blue corner. And it's as simple as that. So Rustam Rahimov then of Germany in the red against Guillermo Rigondo of Cuba. And Rigondo, I've got to say, Alan Minter, a terrific exponent of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, we watched both these lads in the semis yesterday, and they both had quite hard fights. But now we're in the final, and they're picking, they're jabbing, they're taking their time. They're not going to sort of rush in and might get a headbutt or something, but it's very, very technical boxing so far.
Indeed. And Rigondo, by the way, twice Olympic champion. He won it in Sydney in 2000, and of course last year in Athens, and looking to become the first Cuban boxer to win 4 Olympic championships. 6 times national champion from 2000 to 2005. He's got a very good defence and a mighty punch. And as you can see, he is winning by 4-1 at the moment. Undefeated in 4 years as an amateur boxer. And the other thing, which I also mentioned yesterday, he was actually voted Rookie of the Year across all sports in Cuba. And that takes some doing, Alan, because when you consider how good the Cubans are at sport at all levels, and of course across all disciplines, yeah. I mean, that was quite something, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. I mean, see, the thing is, as I mentioned yesterday, you know, if you're a sportsman in Cuba, you're looked after, you're nursed, you know, you're given the best of everything, and it's your living. It's what you do 24/7, and they enjoy it, and that's why they're much more competitive than we are at the moment.
Absolutely. And Rahimov, by the way, the final German left in the competition here, and he got a bronze medal in the Olympic Games last year. But he was a flyweight then. This is, of course, the bantamweight division. One up.
The finals will continue after it.
He also got a bronze medal in the European Championships last year and the Worlds in 2003. But as I say, a division lower than this. So Guillermo Rigondeaux then, very, very decent boxer, just 25 years of age. Won the World Championships, by the way, in Belfast in 2001. So, very experienced at this level, Alan.
Sorry, Steve.
Very experienced at this level.
Oh yeah, I mean it's incredible. I mean to get through to these, especially to the finals, you know, there's been a lot of class boxers in this tournament, but to get through to this far is, you know, there's something special.
Yes, and Rigondeaux, by the way, one of 5 Cubans left in the tournament here at the final stage, pipping the Russians who came in with 4. So Guillermo Rigondeaux then in the blue strip, slightly shorter than Rahimov, but very good at what he does. Southpaw to boot. Yes, he's a defensive master, isn't he, Rigondeaux, and with a very good punch.
Yeah, not rushing in or anything. He's just backing off behind the jab, trying to draw the German in, and having a great deal of success.
Let me just remind you, we've seen the light flyweights and the flyweights. These are the bantamweights, of course. And then we go the feathers, the lights, the welters, the middleweights, the light heavyweights, the heavies, and the super heavies. That's what we've got for you today. All, of course, live from Yanyang. Nice right there from the German, and it scored. So Rustam Rahimov then in the red, looking to pick his punches here. He's only 2 points behind, so it's not beyond him, Alan.
No, I mean what I've seen so far, you know, he's waiting Rostov, and he's connecting with lovely jabs. But you know what he's doing, he's not throwing enough punches. He's throwing a couple of jabs, backing off, letting the Cuban come in and take over the points.
Of course, one of the reasons behind that is a simple fact. Every time that Rahimov does go forward, he finds that Rigondeaux retreats very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And round 2.
Another round then for Rigondeaux there.